Welcome to Charts Today. My name's David Linton, and today's edition for Wednesday, the 17th of April, comes to you from London. Dollar is still bearish. It managed to get back above the cloud on the index yesterday, but it's just back below again this morning. But we have really been going sideways for the dollar for quite some months. So it's in bullish territory, but sideways. The euro has gradually been descending against that dollar, so there's more about euro weakness than dollar strength, really. Although we are just popping up again this morning into short-term bullish territory. The yen chart we see we're still holding above the cloud, so the dollar is bullish there, and sterling back at the 131 level. So looking stronger there as well. Against the euro, sterling weakening significantly this morning. Stronger euro, weaker sterling. Downside targets potential of around 2.5%. Taking a look at the Bitcoin chart, we're holding the $5,000 mark still quite well, and we see here on the S&P 500 index we went higher last night to about 0.28% higher. The Nasdaq also edging higher, and the Dow also pushing higher. So we're seeing markets just gradually getting to that recovery. The interesting thing will be, can the Dow break out and then rally? Looking at the futures this morning, the S&P future up 0.14%. The Nasdaq E-mini is up 0.2, suggests we will open a little bit higher. The UK market down very slightly this morning, but holding on to bullish territory and moving more and more in that direction on the long-term chart. Midcaps also looking stronger, although we're down slightly this morning, but the chart is still looking pretty good. The DAX little changed, and the CAC Quarante also just down slightly, but still looking bullish in all three time frames. Probably still one of the better markets in Europe. Looking at Japan, we're up 0.2%, and the Hang Seng is flat, and the S&P composite is the Shanghai composite is actually pushing higher. Growth numbers out in China a bit better than expected. The Indian market up 1%, so looking very strong, breaking to new all-time highs. So that's the one market that's really leading in that regard. The Aussie index down 1/3%. Brent crude is up 0.5% this morning at $72, so we're back above $72. WTI at 64.50, so back into bullish territory there as well. US nat gas languishing at $2.58. Gold is still in bearish territory, down to 12.79, so we are pushing for these downside targets at the moment. Looking a bit like we might be hitting resistance on the long-term chart. We are, of course, through on the price, but not yet on the lagging line. It'll be interesting to see what we do on the daily chart. Silver also looking bearish, but just starting to turn a little bit more bullish there. So bucking the gold trend as well. And then if we look at US 10-year yields, they're sitting at 2.61%. So they're just gradually increasing, which seeing the interest rate outlook improving again. Taking a look at the markets themselves, the Dow, the best performer in the Dow was Boeing, so we're seeing a little bit of recovery there, up 1.7% last night. Caterpillar up 1.3%. That chart's still looking pretty good. United Health, Pharma still being hit, really. They were down 4%. And Microsoft also pushing higher, but they were down overnight 0.3%. Taking a look at the Nasdaq 100, the best performer was Qualcomm, up a massive 23%. And if we look at JB Hunt, they're down 5%. So yeah, that's quite big moves there. Electronic Arts also pushing lower there too. Taking a look at the Aussie market, the best performer there was Dulux Group, up a massive 27%. And if we look at the downside, we've got Fortescue Minerals Group down 8%. So looking at the Indian market, we have Industry Bank down 3.8%, ICI Bank down 3.6%. On the upside, Wipro Group is 2.3% lower. So looking at Europe now, we've got the FTSE 100. TUI is the best performer at 2%. On the downside, we've got Bunzl Group. There we see the live pricing coming in from Yahoo. Bunzl down 12% this morning, so quite a big move down there. Rio Tinto Group down 2.75%. On the 250, the best performer is Mediclinic International, up 8%, and on the downside, Vivo Energy is 6.7% down. Looking at the stocks 600, the Euro Stocks 500, 50, ASML in Amsterdam, they're looking strong. They're up 2.6% this morning. Nokia up 1.3%. On the downside, Deutsche Telekom. Telecom stocks been hit quite hard lately. Deutsche Telekom down 1.7%. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.